Welcome to Lighting for Profits, presented by Emery Allen, with your host, Ryan Lee, your number one source for all things landscape lighting. From lighting design, install, sales, and marketing, we discuss everything you need to know to start and grow a successful landscape lighting business.
What is going on, my party people of the world? Welcome to Lighting for Profits, presented by Emery Allen. I'm Ryan Lee, your host, here on Turf's Up Radio. Guys, I'm having a blast doing this, but it's always something. Sometimes I don't know if I hit the recording button too early, too late. I don't know if I got internet issues. It's always something to keep me on my toes. But one way or the other, we're going to have an epic show today. I feel like I say every week it's going to be awesome, but because I truly mean it, because where else are you going to find an entertaining and educational show about landscape lighting? So I'm here to tell you, if you are looking to start or grow your landscape lighting business, then you are definitely in the right place. Today we're going to have an awesome guest, Mr. Scott Romacker with Sterling Lighting. He's going to be joining me here in just a few minutes. And, I usually kind of put together some topics and stuff like that. I can't remember if I put this on there, but I want to ask him. I think I heard recently that he may have had something to do with an invention of a light. Like it was his idea or something. So remind me to ask him about that, because I was like, oh, Scott's a cool guy. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, he invented a light? Okay, now he's a really cool guy. So that was pretty cool. And if it's not true, then I don't know. Well, maybe he's not as cool as I thought. So we'll find out. I'm really grateful you guys are here. It tells me that you want to improve. It tells me that you really want to go from operator to owner. It tells me that you want to work on your business and not be stuck working in it the rest of your life. And that doesn't mean that you can't work in your business. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's fun to design. It's fun to install. It's fun to sell. It's fun to have employees and provide for people. Like, that's not the point. But in a minute here, I'm going to talk about why it's so important to go from operator to owner, and really what is the definition of an entrepreneur and all that. By the way, who's going to GIE? The GIE Expo and Northeast Hardscape Expo is coming up October 20th, 21, and 22. I will be in Louisville, Kentucky, and I hope to see you there. I'll be there with Turf's Up Radio in the booth. I think I'm going to do 2 live shows that week from the conference. So if you're going to be there, let me know. Maybe we'll get you on the show live from the GIE. And still promoting this, Heritage Landscape Supply Group is putting on a free concert with the headlining band will be Big and Rich. Okay. And literally they're paying for the concert, food, drinks, the whole 9 yards. I think for 750 people. So I'm not even sure, because I already registered to get my tickets. I'm not sure, but go check now, heritagelandscapesupply.com. Go on the top banner. You'll see it up there, and click to get your free tickets. And I think it's just, they'll have that until it's sold out or whatever, even though it's free. So that's going to be cool. That's coming up in just a few weeks here. And did want to remind you too, last week we started this and we'll continue it this week. We're going to play another episode of Would You Rather. So if you want to play along, then post in the comments if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube live, or if you're listening on Turf's Up Radio, then I'm opening up a text line, 801-692-3677, 801-692-3677. And we're going to be asking Scott, would you rather questions. So I've got some cards here that I'm going off, and they're just random. I haven't even looked through them. But if you guys have some would you rather scenarios for Scott, it could be lighting topics. It can be business topics. It can just be anything topic. And the idea behind this is, would you rather do this or that? And really, you don't want to do either, but you have to choose one of them. So we'll be playing that game later on. But if you are listening live, then start playing along now and put those comments in Facebook, in YouTube, or shoot me a text. and let me know what questions you want me to ask. So, interesting week. So this week, my brother's in town, my cousins, my uncle, they've been coming from Texas to Utah for like, I don't know how long, the last like seriously like 20 years. And they come every year about this time of year for a week and to ride dirt bikes. And when I didn't even grow up riding dirt bikes, so I didn't even learn. Like I had a Honda Trail 70, and I thought dirt biking was like tearing the carb apart and like putting it back together, and then just riding around my neighborhood on the street, terrorizing all the old people in the neighborhood. But that was like what I did. And so I actually got into dirt bike riding, not like freestyle or anything, but it's just cross country, single track riding in the mountains and stuff like that. And in Texas, there's just not a lot of cool places. Like people will lease out land and put together some tracks and stuff like that, but it's just not amazing. Where in Utah, I mean, you got the mountains literally right here and it's just killer. So they come up every week and do what they call their annual moto adventure. And I was thinking about this yesterday. I went riding with him. Today I took the day off. I told him I had to work, mainly just because I was tired. And but we were riding dirt bikes and I was thinking about this. I'm like, man, I've gotten to be pretty good dirt bike rider in without a lot of riding time. Like yeah, I've ridden now for maybe 8 or 9 years, but it's not like I'm going every week. I mean, I only ride 6 or 7 times a year, I feel like. It's really not that much. But the reason I've gotten to where I'm at and by the way, I'm not like bragging or boasting. I just know like the level, like they take me on these trails that are insane. I'm like, I can't believe I can do this, like, and if I was by myself, there's no way I would even go on some of these. And the reason I know I'm a decent rider is because when they bring other people or when I ride with different groups, I'm like, "How long you been riding?" "Oh, I've been riding, 15 years," and they're not as good as me. I'm like, "What?" Like, and I think it's because of this. I think it's because they say you're the average of the 5 people that you surround your with, right? Surround yourself with in business life, whatever it is. Well, this kind of happened to me with riding dirt bikes. Like my game was elevated, my average went way up because I'm riding with guys that have been riding a long time and have a lot of seat time, and they know how to ride. They don't just ride. And I'll give you an example. Like you're riding down, it's called single track, so it's just skinny enough for like a hiker, a mountain bike, a dirt bike, a horse. I mean, there's no four wheelers or anything like that. So, very skinny trail. And when I first started riding, it was all about like everything I can do. Cause sometimes you're riding in it and it's just a pasture type thing. Sometimes there's like trees on the sides, and sometimes there's literally a cliff like right on the side. And so my goal was to just like center myself in that single track. And I thought like, why would you do anything different? I just rode down the center of the track. And I can't remember what it was, but one time one of my cousins I think asked me like, "Oh, did you see that line? Whatever." And I was like, "The line?" Like, yeah, I just went like right up the middle. And it's like I had this epiphany. It was like, wait, there's more than one way to do this. Like, actually, you can go up on the side here and over this little rock here, or use this stump to gain traction over here. And I started to learn really how to ride, not just like, okay, get to the top, but find the kind of like cooler way to go or the easier way to go. So the reason I share this with you is because I definitely ride up. I know that I'm a better rider because I surrounded myself with people that are better riders than me. And I know if I just went with my regular friends who really don't do that extreme stuff, I would have never done the extreme stuff. I would have just done the flat trails too, right? And that's kind of how it is for us in business. If we're surrounding ourselves with just people that are just cautious all the time, never taking risks, just kind of doing the thing just to do the thing, it's like they own their business just to own the business, then that's, we'll probably be the average of that. And actually, today we had our weekly coaching call inside Landscape Lighting Secrets, and someone brought something up. They said that, you know, they, their goal really was just to try to be better this year than last, and next year they'll try to be better than this. And it reminded me a lot of myself because that's what my goal used to be. It was like, yeah, same thing. I just want to be better. I want to be able to provide for myself, my clients, my employees. Like that was the goal. But he said the conflict was he's got a group of friends that are like super earners, and these guys are running like $100 million companies instead of $1 million companies, and these guys don't stop, right? And he's starting to think like, well, am I a slacker for not thinking like this, or is something wrong with them? Is something wrong with me? And I promise you, if he spends enough time with them, he's going to start to adopt that mentality, and he's not going to be as satisfied with $1 million in sales. It's going to jump to 2 to 5 to 10. Like, it's just natural, because again, those people, you become the average of the people you hang around with. So it was a really profound, I don't know. I was glad he brought that up, because I had gone through the similar thing. And, you look at the people out there that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, even billionaires, like they could have stopped at $1 million. They could have stopped at 5 million. They could have stopped at 10, but what was it that kept them going? And I actually had on this particular call, I'm in the process of hiring other business coaches to help me grow this business. And we had one of them on today's call, like a guest coach, if you will. And he brought up a good point. He said, and he didn't make this up per se, but he shared with us, if you don't know where you're going, there are a lot of ways to get there. And so he challenged us to really define where we're going. What is our goal? Is our goal to sell our business? Is it to get to the point where we have just mailbox money coming in? What is our goals? Because if we don't really establish them, then we can't really like reverse engineer it and figure out a path to get there. And just like that saying goes, if you don't know where you're going, there are a lot of ways to get there. You're going to be scattered. You're going to be all over the place. And there are a lot of ways to get there because you don't even know where you're going. So define where you want to go. What is your goal? Who do you want to be when you grow up? Right. And then just reverse engineer it. And it's a lot easier than you would think, because you can actually break it down into different milestones and actionable steps to help get you there, rather than just listening to me. And I say, oh, do this and this and this. Well, that's what worked for me and my plan. Your plan might be different. Okay. You might not be satisfied with just a few $1 million a year in sales. You might want to be a $50 million, $100 million lighting company. And you might be okay with just 500,000 in sales. So break it down, figure out who you want to be, and reverse engineer and go from there. So I guess that's kind of where I want to go with that. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to have Mr. Scott Romacker with Sterling Lighting on. So again, if you guys want to play along, we're going to be playing, what's it called? Would You Rather? So if you want to put him in the hot seat, if you got some funny things, some funny scenarios or awkward things you want to share, then post that in the comments on Facebook, YouTube, or I did open up a text line, 801-692-3677. I'll be checking that during the break and as we play that game. So guys, stick around. We'll be right back with Scott Romacker of Sterling Lighting.
Are you a military family with a spouse on deployment away from home? Did you know that nonprofit Project Evergreen has thousands of volunteers across the country ready to help military families with lawn, landscape, and snow removal services? We call it Green Care and Snow Care for troops. If you are a military family and would like to receive this free service, or if you'd like to volunteer to help, visit projectevergreen.org. Project Evergreen, creating a greener, healthier, cooler Earth, 1 yard at a time.
Hey everybody, this is Hecubus from the Nightcap. I'm just sitting here relaxing within the vault with my friends and a tasty, tasty pint. You just stop by and listen in sometime. I'm here every Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern, live only on Turf's Up Radio. Your industry, your station.
Isn't it nice when the weather cooperates and crews complete jobs on time and on budget? But weather can cause delays, and with paper route sheets, jobs get lost in the shuffle. That's why you need Aspire Crew Control scheduling software. an easy-to-use, flexible, and affordable solution that allows you to shift schedules with a single click. Try Aspire Crew Control for free at aspirecrewcontrol.com.
All right. Welcome back to Lighting for Profits here on Turfs Up Radio. We need to welcome our guests. What's up, Scott Romacker? How you doing, buddy?
What's going on, Mr. Lee? How you been?
Man, I'm doing good. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. How you been, man?
I've been good. I've been real good. I just want to say real quick, I apologize with my connection. I've got kind of a poor connection, so hopefully we get through this stuff, man. Looking forward to it.
You know what, man? It's like I've already messed up twice in 10 minutes. So at this point, it really doesn't matter. We've dealt with poor connection before. I think we can get through it.
Cool. Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, thanks for being here. I guess I've got some stuff I wanted to ask you about specifically with your role at Sterling and stuff like that. But I guess give me I don't really know how long you've even been in the landscape lighting industry and how you got in it and stuff like that. You want to just give me a quick background?
Yeah. So, I got into the industry in 2000, and actually I had a buddy who was like, "Hey, you want to sell lights at night?" And, this is back in 2000. I'm like, what do you mean? So I went out with him and he's setting all these lights up and everything. And, I'm like, what the heck's this guy doing? And then he flips the switch and bam, the house, the landscape, it's all done. And, that really kind of drew me in. So ended up going to work and becoming an installer with the company and moved out to Kansas City. I opened up a franchise out there for about 10 years. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. So, been down that path on that side of it. Went to move back to St. Louis, actually, for an electrical contractor, and went through the school for that to get my journeyman's license. And then we started doing landscape lighting and, started to help kind of grow that little division. And, that's kind of when I ended up meeting Sterling and finding out about them. And now I'm on the other side of the business. So here we are today.
Yeah, that's very cool. So how long have you been with Sterling?
2015. At the end of 2015, I started with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's going good. You've been there 6 years. So I guess how did that transition go? Do you miss like the design and install side, or you like what you're doing now? Like, how's that feel?
Yeah, no, I mean, the cool thing about what I'm doing now is that I am still very involved with the design aspect of it. I do a lot of it with, the customers that I work with and, from guys that, are just getting into the industry to, those who have been in it for a while. So I still get to do that. Friends and family allow me to maybe, get a little side job here and there, throughout the years. I might do a handful of different projects. So I still try to keep myself kind of, up to date with what's going on out there in the field as well too.
Yeah. This topic similar to kind of what we're talking about came up the other day in one of the Facebook groups, but I feel like a manufacturer like yourself who, and it's not just manufacturer, but even distributors, like there's guys like you you guys are willing to like bend over backwards, do everything for clients, right? Which you would think there's no harm in that. Like how could you go wrong? But then the people who have been in the industry longer tend to sometimes be like, dude, what the hell? Like I remember I was buying from Ewing at one point, a local, supply house. And then I find out like the guy that's like, he's my good friend and stuff like that. And he's out like not just helping people learn it, but like kind of closing deals for them and doing the designs. I'm like, yeah, what the hell? Like, and it can get frustrating, but I mean, how do you guys balance that? Because I think it makes sense for you guys to do that. You're helping build clients, and hopefully you don't have to do that for 20 years for them. Like, get them to walk on their own type thing. But how do you guys balance that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's certainly not everybody takes advantage of that, but it certainly is, a great asset to be able to offer that to our customers. And, we've got a lot of seasoned people within the lighting industry. So, we are fortunate enough to do that. And, like I said, it's a lot of fun. And once we kind of get that trust with our customers, I think it does go a really long way.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Sterling event we were just at maybe like a month ago. That was awesome. I mean, I can tell you guys put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into that thing. I guess, I mean, is there something that a goal that you guys had going into it, or something as a team you guys talked about after that was like a bit that you felt like you came away with more knowledge, or why do you do events like that?
Yeah. Well, at that event, I was a little nervous with as well too. But I tell you what, we had some, and I can't really take a whole lot of credit. The girls that work in the office, there was a bunch of people that were involved with getting that put together and making that happen, and they really did work really hard, and it turned out fantastic. So we certainly really enjoyed that. But ultimately putting it together, we didn't want it to be a big, hey, come by Sterling. We wanted it to be educational, and you were there. You saw the host that we had and the guest speakers, and I think they did a really good job, trying to make it very educational from the business side of it to the design installation side.
Yeah, I was impressed. I mean, I know it was like your guys' first thing, and like you got the new facility, so there was a lot going on, a lot of moving parts. I was impressed with the content and everything, especially the guy who talked about how to grow your business with landscape lighting and landscape lighting secrets. I mean, that guy
he was fantastic. And we do appreciate you coming. That was great.
No, and I'm giving myself a hard time, I guess. But one thing that I liked was and I missed the second night because I actually was going, I had another stop on my way home. But that first night I was there, where we got to like just kind of use all the different fixtures and do our own design and temporary install and stuff like that. And I mean, Patrick was like, we had, do you know how many lights we had out? There was like hundreds of lights.
I think we exceeded any budget that we had because of that. But, I remember Jimmy the Kid, actually, he's like, man, I have never gotten the opportunity to just go haywire and as many lights as I want. And, he's up on top throwing lights around these trees and everything. And, we had a really good time with that. But, it's kind of cool when you have kind of a cool, platform and kind of an endless budget, So that was a lot of fun. And, I learned a lot of things too, and just, seeing some different designs, some real creative things that were out there. So that was probably definitely my favorite thing as well too, that we did.
Yeah. I really liked it. One of my regrets, I've shared this with people before, is when I was working in my business, I didn't go to a lot of events. I didn't join a lot of committees. I mean, I wasn't in the OLP. It just wasn't my thing. I don't know why. It just wasn't. But now that I'm active in these things, man, I freaking love it. And I have regret. I'm like, damn it. Like, why didn't I join some of these things? Because just coming to that event and hanging out with different people and bouncing ideas and that night thing to see, like, I would say like, hey, what if we do this? And someone would say, well, because of this. And you get to see other people's perspective. I mean, you walk away completely different than you did just 24 hours prior. So that was killer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's always kind of cool to see what other people are doing, and that's what I do with Sterling. I mean, it's kind of cool because, man, I'm always learning. I don't care how long I've been in it. You've got guys that it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I never really thought about doing it that way or this way. So yeah, I mean, and I'm glad that you're able to experience that with us.
Well, what was cool is there was a guy in my group that, again, I didn't think of this. And I've never I'm not like that good of a designer. I mean, I'm good. Like, I know like what work, when to use a wash light, spotlight, this and that, but I'm not going to win designer of the year anytime soon. And, he went and brought a plant from inside just so we could put it outside. Cause it was a really cool plant that was, shadow. And you remember that on that wall? I mean, it looked killer.
That was awesome. Yeah. Mr. J.T. Hale. He brought that thing from outside or from inside, and that was cool. And and that's a cool effect that you get to do with that silhouette up onto the wall. And you guys, your group too. I mean, you guys started, one of them had a ladder, so they're up in the tree and putting these lights down and everything, which took us probably twice as long to get down because I don't know how we had them up there, but yeah, I mean, so it was really kind of cool to kind of create some really neat spaces throughout that whole campus.
Yeah, we didn't care. We weren't really concerned about how long it was going to take to get down. We just
Right.
I don't know how we secured him. Chris Applestad. Chris was there. He was the guy. He's like, yeah, I got a ladder. I'm like, yes.
Yes,
that was
that's
our.
right. That's who had it.
Yeah, we had to hide that ladder overnight so the other groups couldn't get it.
Yes. No, but no, that was a lot of fun, and yeah, thanks, Chris, for putting that up on the tree so well that it took us probably about 3 times as long.
Awesome, good to hear. Yeah. Well, the thing that I take away though, like the plant idea, I mean, there's been so many situations where I've had to tell the client, like, hey, I really want to put a light here. Can you just have your landscaper make the bed bigger here? Or, what would look cool is to have like a grassy plant right here, or a yucca plant. And I think it's okay. Like, people got to know, like, if you really are going to be a designer, then you should design everything else around the lighting. And that's not really customary. Like, normally the lighting is the afterthought. But still, if I get to a project and it's just a bunch of ugly hedges and they want lighting, I'm like, okay, let's redo your landscaping first. I'll get you a landscape architect, and then we can begin the lighting phase.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, and maybe the lighting guys, us lighting guys, that's all we've done. Maybe that's a little out of our comfort zone to do that, But you have so many also other guys that are landscapers and whatnot, and they're certainly doing it. So I think as just the lighting guy, we got to kind of think outside the box just like that, and offer that up as well too.
So let's talk about some of the new stuff that's going on with Sterling. Obviously, I was there. I saw the grand opening for the new facility. Is there, I guess, just tell us what's new with the facility, any new fixtures? I know there's audio, all sorts of stuff.
So we just recently moved down right at the first of the year down to Danville, Virginia. So that's been awesome. We renovated a brand new, just under 25,000 square foot building. We're still getting that put together. It was really, really cool to see the city of Danville with some of the city officials come and join us with the ribbon cutting. So that was a really cool experience, and they're excited too for Sterling, and as we're hoping to start to bring more jobs down to that particular area. So the facilities is going to be great. It's going to allow us to do a lot more stuff in house, which is the ultimate goal. So that was one thing that we talked about, and like you hit on there as well too. We've been working very hard. Our engineer Paul Kendall has been doing a lot of stuff with designing the actual drivers that we now have been doing stateside, which is great. We're hoping to continue to do that more, and that was one thing that we talked about and mentioned that we're going to be releasing next year is our all-American made outdoor lighting product. So we got that, and then as you said, the actual stereo and audio stuff as well too, which is really, really exciting. With the audio, to me it just really kind of completes everything. A lot of these people now, especially with COVID, have been making like these staycation areas. They're doing the landscaping, they're doing all the lighting, and the audio just really, complements it really, really well. So we're excited about those fixtures. We're excited about making more fixtures here in America as well too. So yeah, it's a big thing for Sterling. We're real excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's exciting. So on the new, like you're talking about, you're gonna be able to make some stuff in house. Is that going to be like is it going to replace what you're already making, or are you going to start announcing kind of a new fixture line and stuff like that?
It will go into it in addition to what what we already have as well too. Obviously with these types of things, there's pricing changes and everything. But yeah, that particular line that we hopefully continue to roll out will be in addition to what we've already got. Yes. That's
awesome.
Yeah.
And is it, do you guys have any dates or anything like that? Or is that like, we'll wait to release any dates?
We're really close, on the outdoor fixture. We're probably looking at right at the first of the year. I know audio, we've got a little bit more that's involved with that we're probably talking about third Q, maybe even 4Q of next year, before we release any of the audio stuff. So,
Okay.
but it is exciting, it is exciting just to be able to offer these products.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I've got a lot more questions for you, so we're going to just take a quick break, pay some tribute to some of our sponsors, and then we'll be right back.
Right on.
Guys, stick around. We'll be right back with more with Scott Romacker of Sterling Lighting.
Lawn and landscape pros need to keep their competitive edge, and the easiest way to do that is by attending GIE Plus Expo this October 20th through the 22nd. There's only one word to describe the biggest action-packed experience in the outdoor equipment industry. Wow! Over 1,000 indoor exhibits wall-to-wall with innovative products and the latest technology. Talk face-to-face with the engineers that design your favorite equipment. Then step outside and dive into the hands-on demo area where you can drive, dig, and compare equipment to your heart's delight. This year, the wow gets even bigger with the new UTV test track, the hands-on drone zone, and free parking. Free parking! Register now at GIE-Expo.com, and we'll see you in Louisville, Kentucky this October.
There's more to landscape lighting than just throwing a fixture under a tree. The best display is one that was not only designed well, but also stands the test of time. High-quality fixtures and bulbs are key to long-term success and customer happiness. At Emery Allen, our focus is on creating only the highest performance landscape bulbs in the industry, with long-lasting components that don't degrade or flicker with age. Each bulb's appearance is always consistent throughout your lighting project. We offer a wide range of base types, beam spreads, and color choices that will fit your needs. To learn more, give us a call at 843-480-4473 or email us at info@emeryallen.com.
Attention all pros. When you leave a deal with your clients, don't leave money on the table. Join Turfs Up Nation today and partner with pros all across the country who can help you make more money for your services that are related to your project. Landscapers need plumbers, and pool installers need hardscapers, and every combination in between. Turfs Up Nation is free. Your information is secure, and you'll be connected with other pros in the industry who want to do business with you. And not to mention property owners who need help with everything. If you think your clients don't need you and the connections you have, think again. Join turfsupnation.com today and start putting more money in your pocket for services you never knew you could. Just remember to sign up for this free service. Go to turfsupnation.com.
All right. Welcome back to Lighting for Profits, presented by Emery Allen. We are here live on Turfs Up Radio, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. And we are live with Scott Romacker of Sterling Lighting. So did I hear right? Like, I was sitting there at the conference, and I could have sworn that I heard that you invented a light. Is this true?
My fame, my only glory of fame. Yeah. So so it's been about 3, maybe almost 4 years now. We had a lot of customers just kind of talking about, hey, what about like a low profile type of fixture along the walkway, or and I remember specifically going out to some projects, and we're on a sidewalk, and we've got a hedge of boxwoods on both sides, and there's nothing up above to shine down onto the sidewalk. So it's like, okay, how are we going to put some light there if you can't really put a path light, because it's just going to be into the actual boxwoods? So we decided to, I kind of started thinking about it, kind of drew something out real quick. And then I took my, what at the time was an 8-year-old son, Riley, and we went outside and, took a 2x4 and actually grabbed one of these little bar lights, and we started mounting it up. And, and so we kind of have it kind of facing like this, and just kind of looking at it. Then I'm taking, we're putting boxes over it, trying to act like a shroud. And, we're like, okay, this might work. So, after that, sent something over to Pat and everything, and you know, it was probably at least a month or so went by, and I remember we actually were we were in Virginia for like our end of the year, you know, meeting and everything, and he says, you know, we're going to talk about some new products we're going to be releasing, and you know, he brings up and you know, kind of what I had mocked up. He's got a full on, you know, prototype, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And you know, of course, you know, typical Pat, he's like, we're going to call it the Riley, which is my son. So you know, so I thought that was really kind of cool too. You know, so yeah, and it's been a great little fixture for the right, you know, for the right situation for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I got to see. We used it in our when I was up there. We used it along the sidewalk. You know, it's like that's another good reason to go to those things. Like I had never used that fixture or anything like that, and you know, people got questions about like how does it mount or what about glare and all this stuff. It's like, well, go check it out in person and see if it works for whatever application you're using it for.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a great little light. You know, it's got some things that you know we made some different adjustments on, but for like I said, for the right situation, it does a really good job.
You know what? That's cool. I didn't even realize. I mean, I knew like that you had come up with the idea or something like that, and then you named it after your son, right? But I didn't know the backstory, which is cool because actually I have a monthly training I do in my coaching program. This just kind of in addition to everything else that you get. And this last month was actually, or it was this month, but it was this month's training was last week I did, and it was on culture and really how to build culture in your business and why it's so important. And I won't get derailed here too much, but the cool thing about what you just shared was he you know, really empowered you to kind of like, you come up with an idea and he could have been like, oh yeah, you know, we'll put that on the back burner or whatever. And instead he brings it to light, pun intended, I guess. And how cool is that? Like that must have felt awesome for you to just be like, wow, I didn't even know he's going to do anything with it. And then he's naming it after my son. Like that's like, you're like basically committed as an employee for life now. You have to stay.
That's right. That's right. I'm hoping to retire here. But no, I mean, you know, he is great like that. A lot of good leadership, you know, so it is very much, you know, we're still a small business, but very much like a family as well too. And yeah, that was really cool because you're exactly right. You know, he could have easily put it on the back burner or just called it, you know, a number.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I got other stuff I'm working on. So
right. Yeah.
Thanks though. We really value your opinion.
Yeah. Right. Right.
So is there something at Sterling, or this could be you personally or Sterling, I guess. What's the hardest thing that you think to teach? Like, you know, as you, I know you go out and you just got back and you met with clients and stuff like that. Yeah. Is it design? Is it install? Is it troubleshooting? Is it the business side of it? Like what are most people struggling with?
Well, you know, I think on that, a lot of times it depends on the actual person that you're kind of dealing with. And, you know, we've kind of talked before, you know, I'm not going to say there's only two types of people in this industry, you know, but you do kind of find that a lot of people kind of fall into, well, they're really good on that design and installation side. And then there's another side that they're really good on the business side. And there's no right or wrong, you know, side to be on, but, you know, you do typically find that, you know, those types of people will, if they go out and they put the right kind of people in place for the things that they're not so good on, you know, it really does, you know, tend to have a lot of success for that particular business as well too, you know, so. You know, I do probably would have to say though, I mean, we all like to design and get out there with our hands on, and you know, sometimes it's the business side that we're sometimes lacking. If I had to say one of the two.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, and like for me, I'm more of the business mind. I knew after like first install, okay, I'm not trying to be installer of the year. I'm going to hire that out because that's I'm not as good with troubleshooting. I'm not a MacGyver, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's important to find, like you said, your weakness, if you will. So I guess kind of along those lines, what are your most successful clients What are they doing differently than others?
Well, I guess it kind of depends on how you define success.
I define
Yeah,
success monetarily, and
big
people
money,
hate
right?
for it. But
Yeah,
you know what?
right.
Like, it is what it is. Because
Yeah,
again, my defense to that is like, if you really are as good as you say you are and you want to make an impact, then
yeah,
unfortunately you need money, right?
yeah,
And
right.
and you need that to be able to continue to provide
Yeah,
that impact and stuff to
yeah,
your community and everything else. So let's just say financially, and then other
yeah.
people can say why.
Financially, right? Yeah, yeah. No, I get it. And honestly, the one clear thing that typically always happens when I go and I meet with a company that I would say is doing gross sales of 7 figures or more. A lot of it, one is it's the marketing and it's the marketing plan. Having a plan put into place and to kind of capitalize on that. It's one, being consistent, and then being very diverse with their actual marketing. These guys are not marketing when things start to just get slow, and then pull back on the throttle a little bit, and then things get slow, and then they start doing more marketing. They're doing the same thing. They've got a plan that's put into place, and that budget, whatever that number is being spent every month. And it's not just happening in, they don't have all their eggs in one basket. It's not just the direct mail. It's not just, stuff for Google or social, or whatnot. So that's probably one of the biggest things that I see. And I do know, there's a lot of guys that, do really good work and they get a ton of referral work. And, you can certainly do a lot with that. But when it comes to like really kind of scaling that business, it's very hard to scale a business when all you're doing is referral work. So I think to really get to that top, producer, I think you're doing all of that stuff. I think you're marketing consistently, you're doing the referrals, and just like I said, kind of just staying on top of that stuff.
Man, that almost sounds like I paid you to say that. Are you reading a script or something? Because like, seriously,
No,
like I had no idea what you were going to say. I didn't, but
yeah.
when you're talking, I'm like, dude, that's exactly what I would say. Well, you actually said it better than I would say it, because you said were you with a franchise or something before? I heard you say.
Yeah. I was with
I
the
don't know.
franchise there.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was like that then, but I know a lot of franchises now, not just lighting, but like any franchise business, one of the things they make you to do is not just pay the franchise fee and, learn their systems and stuff like that, but they make you commit the very first year a dollar amount, like $50,000 a year is going into advertising. And that is completely opposite of what most people are doing. They're like, well, I'll just do word of mouth because I'm really good at what I do. And then you literally just can't get to 7 figures and multi 7 figures if you don't have those advertising strategies in place. So the one, I don't like a lot of things about the franchising systems and stuff like that, but one thing that they got going on is they mandate it. It's like, no, you will be paying this money because it's the one way that they know that they can guarantee success to these people. If they're like, yeah, learn our systems, and then you're going to get a lot of word of mouth. Like, they're going to go broke within the first 2 years,
Yeah, right. No, and that's exactly it. And kind of like you were saying earlier too. The strength of being brought into through a franchise. We would have yearly meetings. We'd have quarterly, conferences and stuff like that. And that kind of stuff is just completely invaluable. Going out and meeting people and that do exactly what you do and breaking bread with them. You learn so much, and that's why it's so important, I think, to be part of these, the AOLP, the LE, and just really even meeting, your local competition. It doesn't have to be a fight all the time, but that kind of stuff adds a lot of value and really can help you really get started quick in our industry. I really do believe.
Yeah, the other thing I like that you said was it's consistent, because most people have the tendency to pull back. It's like, hey, we're slammed. We can't handle more work. Let's turn off the advertising. And then it gets slow. And by then it's too late. They don't understand there's lag in the system. And so by the time that catches up, it's too late. So you have to not only have that strategy in place, but you have to stick to your guns and then hire and support that growth. Make sure you do have salespeople that can handle it. And then when you sell those jobs, you need to, obviously have the installation teams and stuff behind that to support it. So, but yeah, I love what you said. It literally sounds like I paid you to say that. So thank you. And the checks.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you.
Yes. What do you think the future of landscape lighting looks like? Is it just going to kind of stay the way it's in, like halogen was for so many years, and then LED came in and changed it for what it is now? And then, so we're going to ride the wave for the next 20 years, or you got any insight there?
I wish I knew the future, but no, I mean, I'll tell you, being in the industry for as long as I have, I mean, it's probably one of the most exciting things that I've seen right now on what's going on. You have so much tech that's now become involved in the lighting industry. We're doing things that, like if you would have told somebody 20 years ago, hey, we're going to be using our phones to be like controlling these lights and they're going to turn red and green and, dancing to music and stuff like that, there's no way. I mean, you would have been like, whoa. So to me, I think, a lot of stuff with the future of lighting, is going to be a lot of technology stuff that you're going to see. But, we've also got a lot of talented people in this industry, way more talented than I ever have been, with design and stuff like that. It used to be a really big deal to like sell a job, and if you sold a job that you had 100 lights, like that was awesome, 10 years ago. Now you got these guys doing it all the time. Yep. You got Greg Matthews down there, talking about putting in 500 lights on a project or more. So, I mean, it's really kind of cool to see some of these newer guys coming up and younger, and we've got guys doing TikTok and everything else too. So it is really cool. I do think that the future's definitely bright. Because that's one thing I've also noticed as well is, when I used to tell people I did landscape lighting, even 10 years ago, they didn't really kind of get it. It's like, okay, so you're gonna you do like carriage slide or that post that light that's out in the front of the yard. It's like, no, now that demand is there. So I think with that demand, people knowing more about it, seeing more jobs go in. Every time a job goes in, it's great for our industry. And I think that will push and allow all these younger guys and older guys too, just to sell and get bigger and bigger and do these bigger projects.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I think I agree 100%. I think someone was asking me actually the other day, like, what's the economic forecast? I'm like, I don't know, but I know I don't know any research, but I know from what I've seen that this industry is not anywhere near its maturity. So
no,
we got a lot of good things ahead of us. So
absolutely.
Guys, stick around. We're going to do another quick break, and then we're going to play a quick game of Would You Rather with Scott. So if you want to participate, post it in the comments or text me at, what's my number? I don't know. I forgot it. Don't text me. Just post it in Facebook or YouTube, and we'll play a quick game of that. And then, of course, we'll end with the lighting tip of the week. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Hey, everybody, it's Brooke Ford, host of The Green Veteran here on Turf's Up Radio. Be sure to check me out every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. You're going to hear some great one-on-one interviews with green industry professionals. We're going to talk about best business practices, highlight innovative products, and also provide some insight into some new emerging technologies in the field. That's The Green Veteran, airing each Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. And remember, Turf's Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Are you tired of working dawn to dusk 7 days a week and still struggling? Working hard isn't your issue. What you need to focus on is the business side of your business. That's where Profits Unlimited comes in. With our 42 years of experience in the industry, we have faced the challenges you are going through. We can help you with bidding, contracts, marketing, selling, and much more. Check us out at profitsareus.com. That's profitsareus.com when you are ready to earn what you deserve. And don't forget, tune into Profit Time at 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Remember, profit is not a dirty word.
Hey, this is Jeff Hesser, senior contributor and co-host of the Weekend Review here on Turfs Up Radio. Can't make it to major green industry events, but want to stay connected? Don't worry, we have you covered. Be sure to download the Turfs Up Radio app or visit our website. We'll bring you the live coverage you need to keep you up to date with everything that happens in our industry. And to find out where we'll be next, simply visit greenindustryevents.com. That's greenindustryevents.com. And always remember, Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
All right, we are back here at Lighting for Profits. I'm Ryan Lee, your host, joined here with Scott Romacker. We're going to play a quick game. Started this last week and thought it was pretty good. So I just thought of one. Would you rather install only down lights the rest of your life or only up lights?
Because I'm getting old, I'm going to have to say up.
Wow. Wonder how Jan Moore would feel about that.
I know. I'm just doing it because I have to do it myself.
Okay. Now we're playing from a game I heard about it on the radio, so we might as well play it on the radio, and got it for my kids, and then I was like, oh yeah, this might be kind of fun. All right, so would you rather have half your IQ with a normal size head, or have twice your IQ but with twice as big a head?
I'll take the big head. I'd rather.
Okay. All right, be smarter. Let's see.
Oh, there we go.
This is crazy. Would you rather use only your mouth to change a light bulb or flush a public toilet?
Oh, definitely the light bulb. I'm not touching that other stuff. Jeez, where are you getting these?
It's a game. It's a game.
Oh, it's a
and
game.
Then,
nice.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to prove it. So
yeah.
All right. And I guess that was just random. The fact that it was a light bulb.
Light bulb, yeah, nice.
Would you rather explode or would you rather implode?
Oh, jeez. Explode.
Would you rather, as a supervillain, be the Laminator or Dr. Humidity?
What did you say? The Dr. Laminator? Which one was it?
You can be either the Laminator. You're a supervillain, so you could either be the Laminator or Dr. Humidity.
No, I'll be Dr. Humidity.
Yeah, you don't like the humidity, huh? You think it'll destroy a lot of people?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Would you rather only be able to drink water the rest of your life or be able to drink anything, but it has to be heated up like hot tea?
Oh. I'm going to go water. I'm a big water drinker, so I'm just going to stay simple there.
Yeah, that one's not too bad.
Yeah.
Would you rather change your first name to its backward spelling? So it'd be what? Tox?
Tox.
Tox. Or your last name. Oh, change your first name. Would you want to change your first name to its backward spelling or change your first name to your last name?
Oh, change my first name to my last name.
So we'll just call you Romacker Scott?
Romacker Scott, baby.
All right. It's official.
That's
what we're doing.
There it is.
All right. Would you rather live in a world comprised of Lego bricks or Play-Doh?
Lego for sure.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Play-Doh would be cool though too. You can kind of just move it around.
Yeah, all kinds of different weird forms.
This one's stupid.
Good, because the other ones weren't.
Well, exactly.
Right.
You know it was bad, okay?
Right.
Would you rather live in a world without social media or not?
Oh, wow. That's a tough one. I'm just gonna say in a world without it, but that's only because I'm old school, you know.
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy is
I'm doing a podcast.
I know.
Right.
You probably won't believe me, but I can't stand social media.
Yeah.
I hate it. And for me, it's a necessary evil. It's I'm grateful for it because it's the way I've grown this business, and it's the way a lot of businesses have grown and stuff like that. But there's just so many negative things to it. I would rather not have it and then figure out another way to grow a business. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I know I'm asking you what you would rather, but I'm telling you what I would rather.
What you would rather? Okay, well, good.
Yeah.
Well, we
All
agree
right,
on that one for sure.
Let's see. Last one. Would you rather 10 seconds before a job interview eat 25 habanero peppers or wet your entire crotch area with water?
Maybe I'll just wet myself, and then hopefully I've got a jacket on. I can kind of cover it up and walk in. And
No jacket.
yeah,
No jacket.
no jacket. Oh, geez. Okay.
No.
I guess I'm Scotty Potty going in because I don't think I could do the jalapenos and then try to do a even talk for that matter, let alone an interview.
Yeah, I honestly don't even think I could eat 25 habanero peppers, so that's why this one's dumb.
Habanero.
But even if it was like 2 habanero peppers, then what would you do? Same thing?
Oh gosh, it's like you said, I don't even know if I could even get it down. I'd need like a gallon of milk. Oh
Yeah, I think I would just wet the crotch area.
yeah.
All right, man.
That's what I went with.
I appreciate you playing along, and I appreciate your insights here today. You shared some awesome stuff. Thanks for being on here. Thanks for being a friend. And yeah, we'll see you at the next event, I guess.
Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, great show. Thanks a lot, Ryan. Appreciate it, buddy.
Okay, sounds good. I'll let you go, and then we'll finish up with my lighting tip of the week before we let everybody else go. Whoa! Every time I do that, I forget that that's going to happen. But so I guess what I want to do is just close by sharing my lighting tip of the week, and it's a really quick one. And this came up on our talk a little bit today on our weekly coaching call. You can't do this alone. I know we're tempted in a lot of cases, especially when you hire someone and you realize it was a bad hire and you're like, oh my gosh, this would just be easier to do myself. Like, I'm not going to train anyone else. I'm just going to keep doing this myself or whatever. That's always the temptation, but it doesn't mean that there's not good people out there. It usually means that we're bad at what we're doing. We're a bad manager. We can be a really good lighting designer. We can even be a good business owner, but we could also be a bad manager. So my lighting tip of the week is build a team. And it's not easy. It's not a flip of a switch. It's not like, oh yeah, Ryan said build a team, so I hired someone and it's done. Like it never ends, right? But I used to get so caught up in profitability and making the numbers work and saving and everything else that I would forget to be kind of thankful for what I already had, right? And I want you guys to be grateful for what you have and then challenge yourself. I challenge you this week to do one thing. Set aside 10 minutes every day. So you got, 6-7 days here. And hopefully it will stick with you and you'll do it longer. But for sure right now, 10 minutes every morning to reflect on something you are grateful for. Just to give you an idea on some things that you should be grateful for: God, family, friends, employees, clients. There's a lot to be grateful for. And as you do that, I really want you to isolate it and specify one thing, one person, one whatever, right? One person of gratitude, let's say. Identify who it is, what it is, and then why you're grateful for them or that thing in your life. And I promise you what it's going to do is going to change your mindset. It's going to kind of take your focus off of the things that you're prioritizing now, and you're going to prioritize your relationships. And when you have solid relationships, things really start to move. The needle starts to move, and you're able to accomplish more together. So I promise you, it's going to develop your relationships, and it's going to give you even more reason to keep moving forward because it's going to be less about you and more about the collective, right? So that's my lighting tip of the week. Build a team, be grateful for who's in your team, and continue to share that gratitude with them so that they know the impact that they're having on you. And again, when you build a team, it does put some pressure on you, but you can use that pressure in the right way, and making sure that you know that, hey, I've got to step up today. I've got to be all in because it's not just about providing for me. It's about providing for the team. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much it. So I want to thank my guest, Scott Romacker. I want to thank him for his time and everything coming on here today. And I want to thank Emery Allen for their partnership. I want to thank you guys. Okay. I'm super grateful for you for always showing up, always supporting me. I'm super, super grateful. Couldn't be here without you. And guys, just a reminder, keep working on your business every single day, every single week, every single month, and keep moving forward. You guys have a good week. Peace.